Okay, so in this video, I'm going to teach you how to solve systems of equations by elimination method. So we know that there is also another method in solving simultaneous equations or systems of equations, and that is by substitution. And some people also use graphing or the graphical method in solving the systems of equations. But in this video, I'll focus on the elimination method. Okay, so how do we apply the elimination method in solving systems of equations? So from the name itself, it says elimination, so we have to eliminate something. And that means either we eliminate the value of x or the value of y. But how are we going to do that? First, let us understand that suppose A is equal to B and C is equal to D. Then we could say that A plus C is also equal to B plus D, right? The sum of A and C is equal to the sum of B and D. In the same way, that if A is equal to B and C is equal to D, then it should follow that A minus C must be equal to B minus D. Okay, so when we apply that idea in the systems of equations, then we can actually eliminate one of the variables. And in eliminating one of the variables, we have to decide which of the variables can be easily eliminated. So if we take a look at x, the other x is 2x, and for y, it's minus y and plus y. So it's easy to think that if we will add x minus y and 2x plus y, then we get to eliminate the y. So that means x plus 2x is equal to 3x minus y, or plus negative y plus y, is 0, and 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. 3x plus 0 is 3x, 9 is 9, and dividing this by 3, x must be equal to 3. And then from there, we can now solve for the value of y by considering any of the two equations. Now, x minus y equals 8 seems to be more simple than 2x plus y equals 1. So I'll be using x minus y equals 8, and knowing that x is equal to 3, that means 3 minus y is equal to 8. And then negative y is equal to 8 minus 3, and negative y is equal to 5. And this makes y equals negative 5. So that means x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 5 are the values of x and y for the systems of for this system of equations. Okay, but how do we check if these are really correct? Okay, so to check, well, this is optional, but it's always best if you check. So when you check the solutions, you have to use them on the two equations, and you hope that they will be true equations, or that the equation will be correct. So if x is equal to 3 and y is negative 5, then is this equal to 8? So this is 3 plus 5, negative negative, is equal to 8. 2x plus y, so if x is 3, y is negative 5, so is this equal to 1? We have 6 minus 5 equals 1. So it is correct. Okay, so that means we have found the correct values for x and y, and the solution to this equation is x equals 3 and y equals negative 5. So similarly, you can write the answer as 3 and negative 5. So this is the solution. Okay, so That's how you solve systems of equations by elimination method. Let's just summarize the steps. First, we added the equations because we were able to see that we can eliminate y immediately, because the first equation contains minus y and the second equation contains plus y. In that way, with that, if we will be adding the two equations, then we will be able to eliminate the y. Now in some cases, because this is an example in which we added the equation, sometimes there is a need to subtract the equation. So you might need to use the other idea. So here we use the idea that the sum of A and C is equal to the sum of B and D. Well, if the system of equations will give you, like, say, x plus y equals 8 and 2x plus y equals 1, then adding the equations will give you 3x plus 2y. And as we can see, we were not able to eliminate any of the variables. So that means instead of adding, it is better for you to subtract the equations. And indeed, the y will be eliminated and x minus 2x becomes negative x. So that's how you do it when adding the two equations will not let you eliminate one of the variables. So you have to choose, should you add or should you subtract? It depends on the given equations. Okay, so again, the check portion is just to ensure that you get the correct values for x and y. So it's an optional step. If you're confident enough, then you don't need to do the check. Okay, but it is best that you know if your solutions are correct. Anyway, this will not take you that much time to check whether the answers are correct. Okay, so that's how you solve systems of equations by elimination method.